Hi everyone, welcome back. Episode 23.
We're here.
I didn't think that would take me that long to catch my breath. This is my good dear friend. Before we hop into it, I just want to introduce him. This is Jacob, one of my close friends.
Close?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be. You have no
That's
choice.
Deal.
He's been wanting to come on for a while, and he was next up on my list, my hit list. So,
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
yeah, dude, how does it feel to be on? Because I'm not saying that my show is big or anything, but
It feels really good because it's like,
from listening to
coming on, because there's just so many things I relate to in hearing it.
that's such a good feeling.
And
Well, not to know that you're struggling.
Right. But we all have struggles. And I was actually listening to a podcast today that was like these 20-year-olds that were interviewing 80-year-olds, and they all have the same struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really cool. And to me, it's like that. I feel like the 80-year-old coming on. That's like, I've listened to what you're.
In the most respectful way, you're kind of like the 80-year-old of the friend group,
Yeah.
where you're kind of just more humble and more old-fashioned, which I admire because that is so not common. You know what? Another funny story? That is the wrong notebook. I have like 3, and that's the wrong one.
Well, that's perfect.
I actually don't know where my other one is, but I'll just try to go off of memory.
Yeah. I got notes on my phone.
Okay, cool. Is it a lot or is it just?
It's a good bit.
Okay.
I was
cool.
listening to that podcast, and so I was just like pulling stuff out. And so if we get to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, like that's something that I definitely want to hit on, or we're on topic, or I want to completely divert the topic because I'm getting too emotional about it or something.
Trust me, I'll take the reins.
Yeah. But
before he talks, something that's been on my mind the last week or so, especially with going in and out of the season and between promotions of jobs and having more and less time, I think letting things go is super difficult, and I'm trying to work on that, and that's kind of the direction I want to go with this. He's probably going to branch off into something else, and I'm totally okay with that, but that's kind of just what's on my mind recently. I've been having a little bit of struggle with some friendships and some mental battles in my head where I'm like, should I continue? Is it worth continuing? Or should I just let it go? And I've had a few phone calls asking people for advice, and I've gotten some pretty good advice, but what I've taken most from it is, I don't know if you remember Daniel, the one that's sucking down those hot dogs in the 6th episode? Third?
Yes.
Fuck, I don't remember
so
what episode.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, I called him and he said if you have to evaluate if that person is, you care about him enough to bring it up, and if not, maybe there's no reason to bring it up, kind of thing. And for me, I think it's worth it to bring it up to the few friends I'm kind of struggling with, but letting things go is a lot harder than I thought it was, because it's like, part of me wants to be that guy that goes, oh, hey, I just don't care, you can treat me like garbage and I'm just going to push you out of my life. But then the other part of me is like, but I know how that feels to be pushed out, and I know that it's not the right thing to do to kind of just like, I don't know what the word is for that, but just kind of be rude about it. And be like, it's not my deal. Yeah.
You got the sympathy and the compassion because you know where it comes from, and you know it's crappy.
Yeah.
I actually have been talking with my girlfriend about that because she's in a similar boat. She's going to watch this. I know she is because I'm going to be on it. And
hi, Jacob's girlfriend.
Yeah. Hi. I won't say her name because she won't want me to.
That's fine.
But yeah. That's actually like kind of crazy because me and her this week just been talking about that boat over there. That's me and you. We're in the same boat right now. I don't even know if there's a boat over there, but there's water, so I'm gonna assume there's a boat.
There's a cruise ship over there.
Okay.
You can't see it. Don't look.
Yep.
You can't see it.
It's a barge. It's actually a garbage barge. Okay, great. We're on that. Because I'm also in like a bit of a transitional period too, and I have a lot of friends that I'm like, okay, you're getting to the point where it's just like you use me and there's no friendship left.
Yeah,
and
they're providing no. Okay, it sounds bad to say they're providing no positive
Right.
experience for you, but at the same time, if someone's being so negative all the time, or they're always bringing you down, or like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
joking about something, but they keep going too far, or maybe they just, like, you try to encourage them and complain about the same thing over and over and never try to fix it, then you realize that, like, I'm gonna become like this person, or
Right. You are what you surround yourself with, and what you put in is what you get out.
yeah,
And that was always something my dad taught me and just told me, is like garbage in, garbage out. So sometimes it's like you kill them with kindness and it gets better. And then other times you just got to say, hey, my dad actually was teaching me about this. I remember it was in 4th grade. Directly remember this. Now this guy that I'm talking about, I know he's probably not going to watch this, but he is like a heavy drug user and alcoholic now. And in like 4th grade or 6th grade, my dad told me, just tell him I don't want to be friends anymore. And we had a class of like 22 kids. This is a private school.
it's not very private.
And yeah, and it was just like, okay, that was hard. Like, he cried. He was a bully. You know, he was a big bully. And like, he cried about it, then he punched me or whatever, and you know, whatever happened. Like,
He assaulted you over that?
yeah, over saying I didn't want to be friends anymore. And basically then, once I said that, both of my other friends, that we had like a friend group of like 4 of us,
Yeah.
both of them said, yeah, we agree, you've been real mean to us. And then he like dropped out of that school, and it was
Yeah,
like
I mean,
really hard.
You really showed him, because now he's the alcoholic, but
Well,
gonna-
and that's like not a good thing, you know. That's not a
Yeah,
good thing. Not a good thing.
Not
But
an amazing thing.
um,
Hold on. I want to make sure we're recording.
yeah.
Yeah, we're good. So
But-
the record spot's at a different spot in this.
Oh yeah. New cameras. But yeah, that was like, he was such a negative person and just constantly bullied us. And then he surrounded himself with people that, you know, put garbage in, get garbage out.
Yeah, you hang out in a barber shop, you're gonna get a haircut.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So yeah. Speaking of childhood, I have a question for you.
Okay, sure.
What is a career as a child that you wanted that, looking back now, is completely not realistic, because it wouldn't be, like, it wouldn't make you money? Not like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, but like,
A cop.
you want to be a cop.
I wanted to be a cop since I was like 10.
Okay.
And
I feel like that's a realistic career, though.
it's realistic, but it doesn't make money. If that's what
fair.
you're getting after. And it's realistic for me because it's accessible, but I like serving people. That's why I wanted to be a cop, but I don't think it's right for me anymore. Like, I understand there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now where that's a big controversy. Like,
Yeah.
wanting to be a cop makes me a murderer, whatever you want to say about it. I would still be a cop regardless of that opinion from someone else. I just don't have that drive anymore.
Yeah.
But
I think that was
also doesn't make any money. So
right. Yeah. No, mine, I thought about the other day because I was out on a walk. I don't take walks that often because I just have such a busy life. But I was taking a walk. I used to want to drive an ice cream truck. Because
Really?
as a kid, I thought that'd be so cool. I get to drive around constantly and I get ice cream. Like, that was like completely unrealistic. As a kid, I was like, yeah, I could totally do that. I could own an ice cream truck and do that. And now I'm like, man, those guys are pedos.
Yeah, it's one of those things you think about where you're like, oh my god, free ice cream,
Yeah.
and I get to drive it around and just be around the ice cream all the time, and then you grow up. And
Like,
then you
as a
realize-
kid, you think about these things. So it's like, that's where I find, like, that's the path I was going. I didn't want to steer you too different, but because, like, I did want to be a
Yeah.
cop too. And I still thought about that until like maybe 2 years ago. I still thought about doing it. And I have a cousin that's been trying to do it for like the last 5 years.
This is kind of a
Yeah. But
podcast exclusive opinion that
Yeah.
not opinion, but insight on me that I've never said before. But I do want to be in the Air Force. I know I've talked about jets all the time, but I'm not even kidding.
I already knew that.
If I had money flowing to make itself while I wasn't here, I would just go to the Air Force with no questions.
Yeah. I had a friend that was in the officer program, and it starts you at like 80 grand a year in the Air Force.
That's pretty wild.
And they pay for your tuition for college and everything. And then you have to go in for like 6 years minimum. And you work yourself into triple digits, and that's what you retire with.
That's pretty crazy.
The Air Force makes you money, but
I just want to feel the G's, man. I want to feel the G
Usually the officers don't fly.
of climbing. I want to be an officer.
And so that's where it's like,
I wanna be
you're
a
just doing
pilot.
paperwork.
I
So,
want to be a pilot.
yeah. So you basically need your own private airfield and a couple jets.
Yes.
We should go on GovPlanet and buy a jet.
I found out last week while I was at the air show
Yeah.
that technically to do your own solo flight, the FAA wants to only see 40 hours of flight, as long as actually no, I think that's duo
Probably
flight. That's duo flight, not solo. Solo is like a little more than that, but
yeah.
the regulations aren't that strict. You just have to have seat time.
Yeah, because it's not commercial.
Yeah.
So.
I think commercial's a lot more
Right.
intense.
Yeah, my cousin's doing. I have a lot of cousins, for reference.
What is I'm trying to remember the stuff I wrote down. I'm only
Yeah,
remembering
go
like
for it.
3 out of like the 10 questions. So
Yeah.
what's something about yourself that you feel like you've learned about yourself in the last year?
In the last year, oh man, there's a lot. There's one recurring theme that came back, especially this year, is that I tend to say yes a lot to things, and I need to start saying no.
You're a yes man?
I'm a yes man, and in ways that is harmful to myself, where I over schedule, I over give to people, and I think that is a great, like, it's a great attribute about me, is that like I'm willing to do things for people, but sometimes when you say yes to the wrong people, it leads you in a path, and it leads you with people tying back to the friends thing of like, you start helping people and then they start expecting it. And when it's an expectation, I stop wanting to give it, but I still say yes because then I feel bad.
What's that theory that everyone always brings up? Like you keep feeding the dog the treats.
Oh, Pavlov
Yeah. Theory or whatever.
Yeah, whatever is Bell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. And Daniel's gonna love this, and I know he's listening right now while he's cleaning, but it's really all about balance.
Yeah.
And we say that all the time because it's like, it's a joke, but everything comes down to balance. Like if you're too nice, then you'll get run over. You're too mean, you'll lose opportunity, and more people won't like you. But if you find a balance between where you need to be more stern, but you can also be nice about it, then that you become a middleman, not a yes man, in a good way, not a middleman like selling stuff. But
yeah, right.
Being a yes man, I've been that way part of my life. The last couple of years, I've been really good at not being a yes man. So I know how you feel.
Yeah.
And I have to coach Ayelia through this a lot because she's a yes man. But I feel like you understand, and you have the right intention. So I think you know how to say no now. It's just certain situations.
Working on it.
Yeah, certain situations. There's some people where it's like harder to say no, but
Sunday, for example, buying that Cosmo.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged a dude on Reddit that had posted it and was like, I got this for free 15 years ago. Does anybody want it? And I was like, yeah. And granted, that's something I wanted, but then it led to me leaving the house at 5 a.m., coming back after midnight. So it was like 19 hours or something like that.
Where was it?
It was in Wenatchee.
I don't know where that is.
Do you know where Leavenworth is?
Yes.
Past Leavenworth.
What?
Like 20 minutes past Leavenworth. But
man, you are committed. I hope you make money out of that. You should try to flip it.
we're not gonna now. It's gonna be a drag car now.
What? No.
So we're gonna put money in it.
No.
I already have a motor for it and a trans for it, and like it's like that's the problem.
Without diving into it, I think you should flip it because you have so many cars.
But the crazy thing is, its previous owner lived in Troutdale down the street from me. And I'm like,
drove all the way to Wenatchee.
And I drove all the way to Wenatchee for it. And now I have it. And now we're getting offers on people that want to buy it. But we don't have a title.
Figure out the title.
So I got to get the title.
Figure out the title. Anyways.
Yeah, anyways.
So you think that you've learned that you're more of a yes man in the last year or so?
I think I've recognized it. I just ignored it. Basically, after I graduated high school, I just ignored it through college.
You're acknowledging it now.
But I'm now acknowledging it. And because I did go into therapy in high school for like 2 sessions. And then I decided...
nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah, because it was like, okay, you're charging $90 an hour, and then my mom was paying for that, and I was like, to me, I don't know what it is, but I just don't want other people to pay for stuff for me.
Do you still feel that way about therapy though? You don't think it's worth $90 an hour?
I still don't think it's worth $90 an hour.
What? I'd pay someone.
Have you ever driven a car or shot a gun? That's therapy.
Yeah.
Granted.
Which way is the gun facing? Sorry. Anyways,
no Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
No. Did have those episodes, but we're good. That was high school stuff.
What's something that you'd like to change about yourself? Would it be the same thing, or would it be?
No, actually, I think I'd like to shut up more.
Because you're a yapper?
Yeah. So
it's not bad to be a yapper.
No. But in the ways of at work, I always try and either defend myself or prove why something doesn't work so I don't have to do it. So I think one of my managers, Derek, awesome guy.
Right, shout him out.
He basically told me, like, he came in after we had a meeting, and it was a really bad meeting. It went really, really bad. And I brought up a number, and the number was wrong, and then we had to defend ourselves. We got to defend ourselves after that. Oh boy! But because the number was wrong, the meeting went really, really bad. Especially because it was the owner of the company, and so all of a sudden he's like, "I don't want to sell these machines if that's going to be the number." Like, ooh, this is bad. We got problems. You guys got to fix the problems before you can ever sell a machine. And so it went bad. So he told me the best thing to do when you're in a meeting like that, before you say a number, before you say anything, shut up and listen to what they want to hear. And I started using that in my personal life. Holy crap. Huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah. Silence. I mean, my fucking coworker says this to me all the time. He goes, silence speaks 1,000 words, but it really does, because people start talking themselves out of situations or into situations, and if you don't say much, they assume, and they'll show their intentions, but maybe they were about to say something to you, and you just kept rambling, and they came first, or you came first, so they never finished, like, oh, we want to finish this deal with you, or whatever. Yeah, that definitely is so true, because I'm very good at that. I've started shutting up more.
Yeah.
It's a huge flaw of mine as well.
Yeah.
But
I feel like you've done a lot of work on that. You've been pretty good on that.
Only recently.
Yeah, I know, but like recently I've seen, like this year I've seen that a lot more.
Yeah.
Like even just going to meets, just having people come up and talk to you.
Yeah, you kind of gotta let them talk to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes
it's hard to talk to everyone. That's what's hard.
Because everybody wants you.
Nah, I don't know about that. But this week, letting go has been like the subject for me.
Okay.
Because, not just because friendships, but like letting go of the idea that I need to be consistently busy, and also having FOMO, and letting go of that idea, because like what if I don't catch up on all the social media? I hate that, bro. Why do I care? Social media sucks, bro.
Yeah, that's a problem for me. For a couple of months I was really good about reducing screen time, like not worried about FOMO, not getting on the phone and looking at stuff and, oh, this event's going on, I want to see what happened, or I want to be there, and then trying to make something work. And yeah, I had Instagram down to a 15-minute timer per day.
That's crazy,
dude. 15 minutes a day.
Like Peter.
But then, like, now it's all like I'm in a couple different group chats, and I get people messaging me for tech help.
I don't.
And
I have that group chat muted that we have together.
And that one I don't even check that often. But the problem is, because I have RX-7s, I have rotaries. For reference, I got rotary cars. Good chunk of them. 5 of them now. Wow. That's insane. I get people DMing me all the time trying to help them fix their car. And it's like, how do I remove my alternator belt? I'm like,
just send them a YouTube video.
There isn't one.
Or just say, I don't know. You have to be a no man. I don't know. You have to play Clueless.
like some of them I just tell them, all right, think about it. And they're like, they'll respond to me in like an hour and be like, all right, I thought about it and I still can't figure it out. And I'm like, did you look at the manual? And I'll just send them a link to it. And they're like, yeah, I couldn't find it. And I'm like, dude, it is on this page.
I would just
right
stop answering.
It happens so often.
You want to see my vision board for the
Yes.
month? This was a month ago. I told myself I would
Getting
do the 20-second episode. Damn. People are gonna drive faster.
Dude, they're ripping it.
I told myself I would do the 20-second episode, which was the last episode, and have one guest. I did not.
Oh, it's the train.
But I said my options for guest, and you were one of them. So you were on the list. Peter was the next one, but I was like, whatever. Both Sisters is the next one. I'm thinking of having both of them on. I think it'd be
Same
funny.
time?
Yeah, but I would have to get a third mic, so I don't think that'll work. Or they can share one, I guess.
You could have them share the big one.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
The coilovers were on there too, and I already did that.
Yeah.
We already did that.
It's true.
So, do you ever? How do you? I think I asked someone else this. How do you get over your insecurities? Because you'll never fully get over them, but like, enough to pass by. How do you get over your insecurities?
So I'm usually, when you're saying insecurities, it's just insecurities about yourself.
Yeah.
I think I've worked so much on that because I've grown up so socially awkward my whole life. And then once I realized I was socially awkward, I got more insecure about it. And I realized kind of, well, if you just talk or listen, then it usually works out fine.
Yeah.
Like nothing bad happens. We're all people.
Yeah.
I have been insecure about my body a little bit, and I've come to the point where it's like, well, it's my body, and the person in my life that matters to me, they like it, so well, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's all that you need.
That's all
honestly.
I need. Like I'm like satisfied with that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been able to kind of break away from my insecurities a lot, and just
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot because I'm the same way. It's like I get told all the time, I get reassured all the time that
Yeah.
I'm fine and all my insecurities are wrong,
yeah.
but it still doesn't make me see myself better in the mirror. But my
I guess yeah.
my insecurity is that even when I get into, it's pretty personal, I guess, a healthy relationship in the future, whoever it is, or even when I'm in one, when I've been in one in the past, it's like my insecurity is like, okay, when is this person going to betray me? When is the time? Because like not even just like an imposter syndrome, because that's definitely what most of it is.
It's
like,
not an if, it's a when.
Yeah, it's like, when is it going to happen? Because even if this person is, let's just throw it out there. Let's say this person is uglier than me by most people's perspectives, or this person is an asshole or whatever, or I'm like, it sounds shitty to say that, but this person is 10 times worse than me. I still think this person is going to abandon me. So I guess it's more of like an abandonment thing. Because even if the person is like supermodel, best personality ever, worst person, ugliest person ever, I still feel like on the same scale they're gonna leave me no matter what. And that's not to say anything about anyone in my personal life at all. I just, in general, I feel like despite who the person is, I'm just kind of using the volatility there of ugly and attractive to say that I don't. It feels like someone's gonna leave me at any time, and my way of coping with that is being like, just like I said earlier, if you are not a part of my life and it's not important enough to me, I just have to let it go.
Yeah.
So even if anyone in my life, even if it was my own father or it was you, and something happened and it really struck me, because I'm like, wow, this person is close to me. If I bring it to your attention and nothing changes, I just have to let it go. Because Daniel told me you can bring something to someone's attention, but you cannot control their actions. So how it goes
100%.
beyond forward, you just have to control your own actions. So, and I do think that's true even for relationships, not just friendships, but like romantic relationships. But even if not to say my dad would ever do that, but even if family did that,
Yeah.
it'd be the same story. Like, just, yeah, it sucks coming to terms with that because it's such a statistic way to think. But, it also, being realistic helps you, it helps me feel more at peace. And I'm starting to value peace over, what's the word? Not attention, but peace over validation, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like being validated by
That's been a huge thing in your past podcasts.
my
yeah.
homies or a girl being like, "Oh my God, you're so attractive. I don't know what you're talking about." It's great, but like if someone tells me, "Oh, you're ugly as shit. I don't like that pimple. You have a receding hairline. You always constantly have a booger up your nose." I could be more at peace and be like, I know that I like myself, and I know that I look in the mirror and I find good moments of myself. So I'm more at peace despite the reaction, and I can just let go. And dude, it sucks, but yeah. I'm 25 now, so I have no excuse to be.
Crazy.
I have no excuse to just, I don't know, not have my shit together, because I look
There's
at other
people-
people. I'm like, you're pushing 25, bro. You're pushing 30. Get your shit together. But then now I'm here, and I'm like,
I know a dude that's 72. He doesn't have his shit together.
yeah. I mean, there's always
Like,
gonna be those people.
there's gonna be those people.
It blows me away.
Trust me, you're not in a bad spot, but you should always be working to be better. Like
Yes.
that's my goal in life, is to always be working to be better.
I think it's fun too. I think it's fun
Yeah.
to like
It's a challenge.
practice.
And sometimes you don't hit it, but that's okay.
So, another question I have for you is,
Yeah.
how do you work on your personality? What is your method of that? Because I definitely have my own. Do you observe? Do you try to correct, or you just try to go with repetition and go as along as you can, or do you try to?
I kind of
Doomsday
do the
prep
thing
and
of
do it all
shape shifting. So like where I'll reflect off of another person. So
Match
how
their
they treat
energy,
me.
or?
Yeah, match the energy. Not necessarily a match of the energy, but a match of the style. So I had a bunch of different friend groups in high school, which just sucks kind of say. I had a bunch of different friend groups, and I didn't hang out with anybody outside of high school.
Yeah.
Never hung out at anybody's house. Like,
I don't think I did either.
aside from freshman year, which was like, I think I always was worried about my parents saying no. So one time we did a thing, and that was like, then got repercussions from that because I did it sneakily. It would have been fine if I didn't do it, if I told them. But, and that's what I went to therapy for, and that kind of helped. But I still do that. Like, Mom didn't know I was getting the Cosmo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which I did tell her months in advance, and she'd forgotten. Maybe it wasn't communicated clear enough, but
You need more garage space, bro.
it's not at my house.
Okay.
We're storing my cars at the farm now.
Oh, so then it's not as important.
Not as important. There's space there. My buddy Mikey's chill about it. We're all good, you know. And we get to work on the cars together there.
Yeah, that's
So-
great. And then
That's good.
you can flip it there.
Right. I could also like flip my Xterra and get rid of my
Yeah.
reliable car. But I mean, I already sold the Leaf.
Oh, that wasn't reliable. It's
That
a
was
Leaf.
reliable.
It's a Leaf, bro.
Yeah, it got me to work it back
Get a
every
Prius.
single. Yeah, exactly.
A
It's
Prius
like
would be such a dream.
that's money. That's money out that doesn't go into a rotary.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not even. I'm a Nissan guy. I don't even like Mazdas, but I now do.
Yeah, you have a lot of Mazdas.
I have a lot of Mazdas. I have more Mazdas than Nissans now. I have three Nissans. And
What's your favorite song right now?
favorite song right now? Dude, I got so many genres.
The one that you've just been listening to. It doesn't have to be your favorite. The one you listen to the most.
I have been in a mood of listening to songs that are kind of like a little bit on the like revolution side,
I don't know what that is.
like of like oh yeah, we're gonna take back the city or like take back the government. I don't know why, but Michael Jackson, they don't care about us.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'll have to give that a listen.
yeah.
I'm very out of
Good
touch.
song. Michael Jackson got sued over it because he says "Jew me" in it, and he told them they would change the lyrics, and he didn't, and so he got sued. And
Oh, he's dead now, so it doesn't really matter.
right, right. It's a good song. I picked it up from my buddy Dylan. He makes freaking like 27-hour long playlists, and I can ask him when he added any song specifically in there, and he could tell me exactly where he was.
That's crazy. Bro, it's dedication.
He
You
has,
know they
some of
have
his-
a job. They have jobs for that.
he could be a multi-billionaire doing that.
Spotify has a job position for that.
Like, I think the shortest playlist I've seen from him is like 12 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I go through my likes like a crazy person.
And that was one that I asked him to make. I asked him to make a playlist for like when you're in the garage and you know you're almost done and you're like trying to finish something, but it's like, it's hard, you're tired, you're beat. And he made me a playlist for that. And I'm like, dude.
Does he have a job?
Yeah, he's got a job. Well, he's got an
I don't
internship
believe
right now.
so.
He has an internship right now. He's in college. So,
What person do you look up to mostly?
I actually, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people I do look up to. I'd say I look up to my Uncle Rick a lot because I'm getting to the point where my job told me, this is a little bit on the like little personal life background right now. My job told me to quit my job and go run my businesses because they told me I'd be successful. They said, dude, you're going to come back to us in 5 years and tell us that was the best decision you ever made. Like, you're young, you're technically single, not married, you know.
Yeah.
Don't have kids.
I've been telling you. I mean, I haven't been heavy on it.
No, but like everybody's kind of nudged me that way. And then to have both my managers, like one guy that's my manager and another guy that's a manager, he's not my manager, sit me down in a room at 8:30 in the morning for a meeting that had no title and just say, you should quit. It was like, all right, I'm doing it. So the 6th, I'm gone. I'm out of there.
Really?
Yeah. So my cousin Rick, my Uncle Rick, he ran our family business, which was a bakery, Teeny Foods. And I mean, that was a massive nationwide business. Like, all done in Oregon, but for like Pillsbury, all the big brands doing all their baked goods. Crazy. All the breads, everything, like pizza crusts, all that stuff. And I mean, just how he loves on people. He's got strong faith with God. He's got strong faith with his family. He's had a lot of hard times. He's been through crap with his family, like pretty worse
bad.
stuff than that I have gone through.
Yeah.
I mean, and his dad, my great uncle Sam, actually my great uncle Sam.
That's crazy. I want to give me my fucking money back.
Well, he's
me
an
the
immigrant.
money.
He came here from Lebanon. Like, I'm sorry.
$400 every check.
Oh man.
Uh,
Man. But yeah, like I was looked up to him. He passed away like 2016. But yeah, my cousin Rick, Uncle Rick, big role model.
Yeah, he can still be an inspiration, even
Big
even
role
when,
model.
even when past. But
Oh yeah. I mean, the love him and his wife had. We thought when he passed, his wife was immediately going to die of heartbreak. Like, they were so connected and so close. Yeah. And he lived to like 95.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he lived out his time.
He did.
You know, yeah. I think you could be very successful, at least in your detail business. But I'm sure you have so much going on that I think you'll be
Starting
fine.
5 businesses right now.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
I'm going to overstretch myself. I already know it. I'm a yes man.
I would like some help with some business related stuff, but
Dude, if I could do consulting, that would be fantastic.
that's something I do not have a heart for. So I'm glad there's people like you.
My goal is, so from my experience in college, my best professors, it's only like 4 of them that did it, but they were my favorites. They did business first. They ran their own businesses or worked for companies and were high up, you know, and then they started teaching when they were like 50.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, I always wanted to be a teacher. And originally, I wanted to teach engineering.
Yeah, I can
I
see
don't
it.
like engineering.
It's like when you ask someone what they do and they say engineering, and you still don't know what they do.
Yeah, engineering the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what do you do? Oh, I'm an engineer. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, like go to Intel and ask somebody that's an engineer, what do they do?
Yeah.
They still won't tell you. They don't know. They don't know either.
Yeah,
But
yeah, letting go is it's getting a lot easier.
who's a role model for you before we get into that?
It'd be Daniel. You can tell by the way I
Yeah.
talk about him.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my dad, because it's a super easy default because he is.
Yeah.
But I relate to Daniel a lot more, and Daniel, he almost went through the carbon copy situation that I did growing up with his family splitting up and everything. I'm not gonna go into it because it's his life, not mine. But
Right.
his living situation growing up was almost the same as mine, and he handles things with much more of a, I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna get it done no matter what. And I've yet to get it tattooed, but one of his tattoos that I love, that I want myself, says whatever it takes. Because that man, if you know him well enough, he wants to do something, he'll do it.
Yeah.
And he's a very independent guy, and I think that's a really strong trait. It is a little bit of a flaw in both of our parts, but it's a really good trait more than anything. So
Yeah.
yeah, I look up to him a lot.
And sometimes positives like that, like where you're really strong. I know in my family, it runs the family. A lot of people are stubborn.
Yeah.
But if you can overcome, even just half the battles that you get on the negative side of that trait, you can be successful.
Are you more of the yapper on the family, or is everyone else just like you?
Everybody's a yapper. No, my sister is an introvert. My mom's an introvert. My mom can yap, though.
Yeah, if you get her going.
Well, not even. So she's worked so much in, like, people fields that I think she's just had to do it. Mm-hmm. As soon as she's in home, she goes to bed. Like, she goes to her room. She goes to bed. Gets the dog, goes to bed.
Like, honestly, I'll probably be the same way at that age.
Yeah.
Having a family, I was like,
yeah. My sister, for years, we barely talked. Because she would just go to her room, close her door. Mm-hmm. Cry, go to her room, close her door. Like, something would happen. Just
close the door.
Close the door. And I would always break in there, being the annoying little brother.
Yeah.
And
you're the annoying big brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and sometimes you have to be. It's like, if there's a crappy situation, you want to make it better.
Yeah. My siblings were the same way, where I'd be the annoying little brother. So yeah. I get it. And they were always thought they were cool, but
you can't be too cool for a brother.
No. And now she's the annoying sister. She's always sending me TikToks and reels.
See,
and
that's my
I'm just
mom.
not responding. I feel like an asshole, and I know she's going to listen to this and text me about it, but I feel like an asshole. But at the same time, my attention span is so low, it has nothing to do with her, and she knows that.
That is the best thing about your podcast, is listening to it and then texting you while I'm listening to it.
Yes. I appreciate that more than anything. Also,
yeah. I just wish that you could respond real time.
What do you mean? Oh, me?
Like, it was I wish it was live.
You're asking for a live stream. I can do that.
But that's the thing, is I want to watch it back later too. So
yeah.
It's like,
you can watch a live stream back later.
Well, yeah.
Well, this is not as easy.
It's not as easy because you can't, I don't know, interactions with live streams. Yeah. Off topic, anyways.
My last podcast, you see how many views it has?
No.
It has 400. I don't know what happened.
Dude.
Because that's the first podcast that I didn't listen over. I listened over every episode, and that one I was just like, I hated this one so much, I'm just going to post it. Because I felt like I was all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think it's at like 400 or something like that.
So it was like manic talking to yourself blowing up?
I guess that's what I want, but
yeah.
At the same time, I'm like, the imposter syndrome was like, I don't want that to blow up. I want something better, some work I'm proud of. I want my
best content to blow up, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, look at Chris Fix, right?
Yeah.
Dude's got a huge automotive channel. Do you think he cared that one video in particular did better than another? He cares about putting the content out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remind myself that every time.
Yeah.
The biggest compliment I get is that people listen to this while they work or they walk around their house.
Yeah. I try and listen to it when I wake up and I'm doing my morning routine, because then it's like the only thing I'm listening to I'm tired, but I'm awake enough, and it wakes me up.
Yeah, because it feels like you're talking to someone. I feel like
Yeah.
that is a very weird thing that humans need is like interaction to kind of warm yourself up. Because if you're
Yeah.
sitting in silence for like the first 2 hours of the day, and someone approaches you at work and you haven't talked to anyone all day, you're gonna be like a little bit irritable.
Yeah.
I mean, it varies by person, but I've noticed that about myself. So I feel like it definitely warms you up, and you have to be an insane type of person to sit and watch a podcast all the way through on a TV.
Oh, dude, I cannot do that.
No.
I get so sidetracked, like, so quickly.
It's so fast for me too, because I'm just
Yeah.
like, wait, even if phone is out of the story, I'm still like, what could I be doing to be productive? I don't want to sit for an hour.
Right, so that's why I brush my teeth, getting ready, whatever, and I'll have to like go back and rewind because like I'll be putting on a shirt and I missed something you said. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, let me go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
But dude, especially like like you said, interacting with people, like warming up, that's the hardest thing. A lot of these days is like, for a while I was going into work at 5, and my coworker doesn't come in till like 9.
So then
4 hours
4
in a
hours.
warehouse by yourself.
That'd drive me crazy, bro. I can't.
There's
even...
nobody else in the bays next to us for a while. Like, it was just, yeah. And then he would come in and I like would explode.
I would bring my workout equipment in, and I would get those 4 hours filled really fast.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. 4 hours of nothing.
Yeah. It wasn't fun. And now like I haven't been doing it the last 2 weeks because I've been busy, sore, tired, picking up motors, doing things. But gym at 5 a.m. I do it with a buddy, and it's a
Where's
great
Jim?
way. Huh?
Here's Jim.
I go to Lyft. Oh, Jim. Yeah. Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only gym that's acceptable.
Yeah.
You go to gym at 5 a.m. Is that what you said? That's insane.
Yeah. It's the best time to go for
Yeah,
me. For me, it's the only
for crowds,
way.
Yes.
Well, no, it's crowded at 5 a.m. There's so many old people at the gym at 5 a.m. You wouldn't like.
Because they wake up at 3. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about like drinking with their buddies as at their funerals and stuff. Like,
Oh fuck.
I'm like, dude, this is like sad. And they're like, I
They're
come
going
out of the
there
bathroom and
for
they're naked.
Physical therapy.
Like, yeah, they go there and do cardio. I've seen some of them in the weights area.
What, naked in the weights here?
No, no.
Okay.
That's
We're
just
gonna
bad.
close this out.
Yeah.
It was really good to catch up with you. What is your Cane's order? Do you go to Cane's?
I do like Cane's, but I don't go.
Okay. Well, you have the opportunity to go with me in the next 30 minutes.
Let's do it.
Um,
Let's do it. I was
so-
gonna go home and cook, but
let me cook this time. Usually you're used to listening to me talk about myself, but this time it was mostly him.
I yapped
He was-
way too
he-
much.
he loves
Ben's
talking
tired
about-
of me.
He loves talking about himself. But I appreciate you listening this far. If you're on audio, switch over to video right now so you can see.
Don't switch over to video. Ben's actually butt-ass naked. Now you have to switch over
Okay.
to YouTube and find out. Okay.
If you're on audio, switch over to video now. You can see my face. You can also see my new fade. Thank
It's
you,
really
JD and Matt.
Wait, hold on.
I appreciate you so much.
You gotta
Matt.
give a spin because the backside he nailed that. He
I don't
nailed
know if
that.
You can see that.
Oh yeah.
Can you
dude.
see that?
Yep.
You see that?
That side profile? Yep.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you, Matt. He does not listen to this, but he's a
He will
homie.
now.
Yeah. Okay. Cane's run.
All right.